Did you know that ice dragons, creatures of myth and legend, are often associated with winter and the power of frost? These mythical beings are said to inhabit icy realms, breathing frigid air and manipulating ice and snow. Some tales suggest they can even freeze time itself, making them both awe-inspiring and terrifying. In today's lesson, we're creating a sketch illustration of an ice dragon. Welcome back everyone, and thanks for joining me today. For this lesson we'll need our sketch pad and a pencil. I'm going to start off with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick, but you're welcome to use whatever you'd like. Now I want to begin by capturing the shape and pose of our dragon. Let's start on the top right side of our page and sketch out a circle. Starting at the very top, we're just going to loosely work our way around. And the circle doesn't have to be perfect, we're just using this as a guide. Now from here we're going to draw the edge of the spine. We just want to create a curve. Starting from the top of our circle, we're just going to bend this out towards the left, round this out, and then come down towards the bottom of our page. Now with most dragons, their necks would get larger as it comes in towards the body. So let's start from the bottom of our circle. We want to follow that same curve going around the top. Now we're going to come down and go a little bit wider across the base, going out towards the right, and then I'm just going to bend that down towards the bottom of our page. Now that we have the side of the head and the shape of the neck, we're going to start layering on some details. Let's start with the eye line. We'll start on the top left side of our circle, draw a straight line going across the top from left to right. Now from the side of the head, I'm just going to bend this down and then out across the top of the beak, then this out and then down towards the bottom edge of the mouth. Now it's going to work our way back in towards the head. So from here it's going to curve this up and then in towards the bottom of our circle. Now I want to open up the mouth. Let's start from the bottom left side of our circle, bend this down, going out towards the end, and then just pull that back up so it gets wider as it comes back up underneath. From the bottom, I'm just going to draw the bottom edge of the jaw. We're going to go out, just following that same curve, but just pulling this in, all the way up towards the top. I'm just going to angle the jaw coming up and in with a straight line towards our circle. Let's go back to this point right here. Just going to draw the top edge of the nose, going across and in. I'm just going to bend this out and then down toward the tip of the muzzle. Now from this point, we're going to follow that same curve. Come across and we're going to go wider as it comes up towards that line. Now let's go back to the base of the neck. We're going to draw a trim going around the front. I'm just going to follow that curve, getting wider as it comes around, and then down towards the bottom. Now you want to split this area in half, starting back at the head, just going in between those two lines, coming all the way down. Now right in this area, we're just going to add the eye. We're going to start from the end, curve this down, and then across. And then on top of the eye, we're just going to add an icicle pointing back. So from the inside of the eye, draw a straight angle line going up and out across the top of the head. I'm just going to taper this back down and in towards the outside of the eye. Now I want to duplicate that across the back eye, going in behind the head, going up towards the same height, and then pull that down on top. Now I want to add a layer of icicles coming out from the jaw. So let's start from the eye, going across and back, pulling that in. Now I'm going to go longer as you come around the jaw, coming in, just working with that same angle, coming down towards the jaw. Now I'm going to go smaller as it comes down across the bottom edge of the mouth. Adding a few coming down. Now with this head, we want to find the halfway point between the eyes. So in between here, draw another curve. Again, just going in between. And then down the nose. Go up towards the top of the head. We're just going to blend this out. Now I want to use this line and the edge of the spine to add some icicles. We're going to start right in between the eyes. We're going to add a small one going up and back, and then back down towards that line. Now as you go out towards the back of the head, we're going to go a little bit longer. Let's add some large ones going up and then down. We can also change some of the directions if we want to. Go up and back. Do a couple overlaps. Going across the back. Now we're going to come down along the side. And as you come down, we're just going to start to bend these icicles down. Just follow the curve of the body and go a little bit smaller as well. Now that we have our rough sketch in place, I'm going to go back and clean this up by erasing some of these guidelines. Now that we've cleaned up our sketch, we're going to use this as a guide to help us layer on some more detail and refine the shapes. Now I'd like to start with the eyes. We're going to give this character a little bit more expression. Starting across the top of the brow, just going to bend this around and down. Now I'm just going to add some scales. We're just going to add a large scale going across the top of the brow and then out. Pull this down and then in on top of the eye. Go across the base of that icicle, going out and just rounding out the top. Now with the bottom of the eye, we're going to come down and in. And let's draw the pupil. Just going to tuck this in underneath the brow with a half circle. Let's darken up the outside of the eye. Now from here, it's going to work our way out. I'm just going to add a few wrinkles going around the eye. A little bit of detail coming across the brow. I just want to pull the brow going out towards the right side. And pull that back in towards the head. And right here, we're going to add the nostrils. Just going to pull this out along the side. Let's line this up on the left side. Add that nostril and just darken that up. I'm just going to fold the skin going around. I just want to add a little bit more shape to the mouth. I'm going to add some folds and wrinkles across the edge, coming in towards the corner of the mouth. So right here, we're going to add some folds and wrinkles. Just go across. I want to blend this up towards that first icicle across the jaw. You can actually layer one bigger one on top. Give it a slight bend on the end, and work our way back in. Another one in behind. And I'm going to join each of these icicles in between with a slight curve. Work our way down. And then I'm going to add some more shape to the mouth. Starting from the corner, start with the curve coming in. Work our way down towards the bottom. Just going to round out that tip and work our way around the back side. Let's add that cartilage on the corner of the mouth. Add some icicles across the chin. I'm just going to go back and just add a little more shape and some detail to the rest of those icicles. Create a few little overlaps. You can also add some in between, so coming up from the back. Again, just blending these in. I'm just going to fade the detail out as we come down towards the bottom. Now with this section across the front of the body, we're going to add two curves, one from the outside going up and then back down, and go up and then down towards the outside of the body. Now let's work our way up, just adding that same pattern to add these thick scales. Just going to tuck this up underneath the head and just finish off the bottom. Now we're going to go in and do one final cleanup before I add some more detail and shading. I'm going to switch my pencil to this 0.9mm to add some more contrast. So I want to get that darkness starting with the eyes. I'm going to start with the bottom edge of the brow. And again, we can continue to add some more shape and detail. Just darken up the inside of the eye. And then again, just working our way out. I'm just going to go in and just add a layer of teeth across the front edge of the mouth. And then some teeth across the back, just pulling these out. So at the edge of the tongue. Now we're just going to darken up the top of the mouth on the outside. I'm just going to fade that down so you can pick up a little bit of light. Let's blend that shading in towards the back of the teeth. Darken up the tongue and also fading that forward. And we're just breaking up the bottom edge of each of those icicles. Now with these scales, we want to create a little overlap effect. So I'm just going to pull this out along the side profile, and also along the inside. I'm just going to use the side of my pencil to add a little bit of shading coming in towards the body from the base of the icicles. So just pulling this up and in, just adding a little bit of texture. Just going to gradually fade that in, just breaking up some of the scale and texture of the flesh. It's going to add a little bit more shadow to the front of the beak. I'm just going to add a little bit of texture to each of the icicles. Just adding these little thin lines going across the base and just fading them up. I'm going to go in and just add a few faint spots across the body. going to go and start adding some spots across the face to resemble the scales. And you don't need to put these everywhere. I'm just going to put this more in the shadowy areas of the face. And I'm just going to layer on a core shadow. Just give some shape to each of these sections. I'm just going to layer on some more scales on top. Now as we get near the end, I'm just going to tighten up my shadows and detail and always be sure to sign my artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of an ice dragon. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you do, please be sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos each week where I'll show you how to draw different characters just like this one. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon.